please, for the love of God, read your contract. That's obvious, right? When you're buying a home, you need to read your contract. In the state of Arizona, our purchase contract for resale homes is only 11 pages long. But if you're buying from a builder, a brand new home, these contracts are written from the seller, from the builder themselves. And these contracts can vary in length. I've seen them as short as 30 page. But I just got done reviewing one that was at 129 pages long. And something these builders do, they do a really good job at protecting themselves. There are all sorts of clauses in these long contracts written in legalese that is very hard to understand. And I'm going to tell you about one that I just spotted. A contingency that buyers typically have that protects them is called an appraisal shortfall clause. This would protect the buyer in case that appraisal comes in low, giving the buyer an opportunity to renegotiate that contract. So they can ask the seller to reduce that purchase price. They can, the buyer can offer to pay money out of pocket to close the gap between the purchase price and the appraised price, or they would be able to cancel the contract altogether if they weren't able to make a deal. The thing is, with this new build contract that I just got done reviewing, 129 pages of legalese, I found that there was no appraisal shortfall clause or contingency that would protect the buyer. In fact, it specifically stated that in the event of a low appraisal, the buyer would be responsible to come up with the cash out of pocket to close the gap. Now, in some markets, if homes are appreciating and you've looked at all the comps and that purchase price supports those comps, and you might feel comfortable to move forward and take that risk. But in a market that is volatile and prices are going up and down and you don't really know what the market's going to look like by the time the home closes, because guess what? Some of these new builds are not built and ready to move in now. This one particular wasn't going to be built for 2 months. A lot can happen in 2 months' time in the real estate market. So in this situation, my buyer was not comfortable making that decision and moving forward with that clause in place from the builder. Even though the comps looked good, my buyer was just not comfortable taking that risk, because if for some reason the appraisal did come in low 2 months down the road when it was time to close, she would be on the hook for all that money. There was no out. And if for some reason that were to happen and she could not afford to pay the money to close that gap, she would lose her entire earnest money deposit, which in this case would be $10,000. So whether you're buying a resale home or a brand new home, but especially the brand new homes, make sure you are thoroughly reading those purchase agreements, those sales contracts before you sign them.